Out on ABC News exclusive Robin's interview with WNBA star Brittney Griner. She sat down for the first time since she was released from that prisoner swap in Russia.
And George, it all started February of 2022. She was on her way back to Russia to finish what was going to be her last basketball season there in Russia. And she talks about the mistake she made that changed her life. Brittney has been home for more than a year, but she's finally ready to tell her story, an experience that she says often made her feel less than human. This morning, WNBA star Brittney Griner detailing her arrest and nearly 10-month detainment in Russia in her new book, Coming Home, telling us exclusively about that fateful day. You said the whole day felt strange. How?
I was late getting up, never late getting up. Finally got up, literally running around the house. I'm stressing, like I go into straight panic mode.
Brittney says her wife, Sherelle, usually packed for her, but this time she did it herself.
My packing at that moment was just throwing all my stuff in there and zipping it up and saying, okay, I'm ready.
At the Moscow airport, this is Russian Customs Service footage of Brittney Griner putting her carry-on bags through the scanner, unaware that life as she knows it is about to end, as the agent tells her to search her backpack. So you reached down because you've been told to go through your bag.
Yep.
And you felt
the cartridge. Yep.
The agent stared as I slowly lifted out a cartridge with cannabis oil. In Arizona, cannabis is legal. In Russia, it's forbidden. I knew that, honest to God. I just totally forgot the pen was in my bag.
In the midst of them going through, my bags, there's 2 cartridges. And I'm just like, oh my God, how did I make this mistake? How was I this absent-minded, and made this huge mistake? Like I could just visualize everything I worked so hard for just crumbling and going away. Russian authorities determined that between the 2 cartridges is actually 0.7 grams of cannabis oil containing THC, the psychoactive ingredient in marijuana. You know, there are those who say, come on, how did you not know that you had cartridges in your luggage? What do you say to the skeptics? I would say, have you ever forgot your keys in your car, left your car running? Have you ever, where's my glasses? They're on top of your head. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. It's just so easy to have a mental lapse, Granted, my mental lapse was on a more grand scale, but it doesn't take away from how that can happen.
The agents take her passport, boarding pass, ask her to sign a form written in Russian that she says she can't read, and she is left to wait. You said that you felt that you let down yourself, your family, your teams.
Yeah.
So how did you work through that, what you called this guilt that you were feeling?
I don't think I really gotten through all the way. At the end of the day, it's my fault, and I let everybody down.
Brittney is transferred to Correctional Colony No. 1, or IK1 as it's known. She is now a prisoner. What were the conditions like in that particular jail?
The mattress had a huge blood stain on it, and they give you these thin 2 sheets, so you're basically laying on bars. From middle of my shin to my feet, stuck through the bars, which in prison, you don't really want to stick your leg and arm through bars, because someone go up and grab it, break it, twist it, and that's what was going through my mind. You
were only allowed 1 roll of toilet paper that had to last you a month.
There was like 2-3 months where we didn't get anything.
And the toothpaste had expired, what, 15 years?
It was like 15 years ago. That toothpaste was expired. We used to put it on the black mold to kill the mold on the walls. For Brittney, her one silver lining, her cellmate, Alana. Everyone knew the American, that was my title, or the basketball player, that was also my title. So Alana literally would translate everything. I wouldn't have made it without Alana. 134 days into her detainment, Brittney Griner goes on trial in Khimki, Russia.
I had no intent to break any Russian laws. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
This is the moment she learned her sentence. 9 years in a Russian labor camp. And where you're heading to, it's called IK2,
IK2.
known as one of the worst prisons in Russia.
Yeah.
What were the conditions like there?
Really cold. It's a work camp. You go there to work. There's no rest.
Все хорошо?
Yes. Yes.
Here is video released by Russian authorities of Brittney at her prison job, cutting fabric for military uniforms.
So I'm picking up these big beams of fleece and cotton and silk. We put it on this machine and you roll it out 100 times. Clamp it, cut it.
The frigid temperatures affecting her health and also her hair. People knew you for so long with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
You decided to cut them. What was that like, losing that part of you too?
Honestly, it just had to happen. We had spiders above my bed, making nests. My dreads started to freeze. They would just stay wet and cold, and I was getting sick. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Brittney says so much of her experience was dehumanizing, including the way the prison guards treated her. She gets into much, much more of that on our special tonight and in her book, Coming Home, which is out on Tuesday.
You mentioned her roommate, who was also her translator. Did Brittney speak any Russian?
9. That's 9. She learned how to count from 1 to 10 because that was going to be her prison sentence.
Oh, wow.
And she wanted to be able to understand right away. So when she heard that, she knew that it was 9. But Alana, oh my goodness, the way she talks about her and a couple of others who understood English and really helped her navigate what was going on. And you're going to hear so much more on the special tonight about that experience, the entire 10-month ordeal. The full primetime interview with Brittney Griner runs on a special edition of 2020 tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, and then later you can catch it on Hulu.
We are looking forward to that.